guys. Sorry, I am in my bedroom right now, but this is the only place to sit, so you guys get to read Dream backwards while I tell you about my service learning project. As you guys know, I volunteered for Lutheran Family Services and their refugee program. These refugees came from a country named Bhutan and also Nepal, and some are from Thailand, but the majority of them are Bhutanese. Right now, their country is facing a lot of civil unrest and a lot of ethnic cleansing, which is really sad, and it's really sobering to know that they're coming to Omaha to seek refuge. But they are, and it's sad because their life depends on them leaving their roots there and picking up new roots in America. Half of these people come here with just the clothes on their back, no money, no food. They don't even know the language. Sometimes their families don't even come all together. I mean, you'll get a mother and a father, and then their children join them later because maybe something happened that day at school and they just got put on a plane and sent here to save their life. So it's a really great thing what Lutheran Family Services is doing for these people, because they're giving them free apartments and food, and they're furnished, and then they're supporting them with free classes for like English as a second language and job searching and question and answer sessions to like apply for visas and pay the bills and get their kids to doctors and get them enrolled in school. So this is really an important cause that not a lot of people think about. Mostly when you think about volunteering, you think about Open Door Mission or, the Goodwill or, canned food drives. You don't really think about refugees that have come to your own community to seek, peace and nonviolence, and they need your help. So stemming from that, I did a lot of English as a second language tutoring and childcare for these people. So it was also really interesting to watch over children and help people who don't speak a lick of English. You really need to think of another way to communicate with them. So that's why my first interpersonal skill that I really worked on was nonverbal communication. You really had to pay attention to body language and the way that they react to you, and all of these different things to figure out what they're trying to say or get across, or what they don't want to do or do want to do. One of the most rewarding experiences was when we took them all and their families to the zoo, and they'd be walking around and they'd point at an animal and say the Nepali name for it, and you'd say the English word, and they look at you and they're really happy and they reply in English. And it's like a big feat for them, and it's really rewarding to know that you helped in that process. The second interpersonal skill that I used a lot was handling stress. You're in a very high-stress environment when you are doing the childcare aspect of it, because you throw 30-something children in one room from all over the world, different cultures, different ways of life, and you expect them to play together and understand each other, and that's just not how it's going to go. For example, we had these two Afghan brothers come to our class only for one day while their mom was upstairs taking classes, and they didn't realize that she was going to leave them during that time. And one of the brothers freaked out and was throwing a fit by the door, so we needed to discuss amongst ourselves what the best situation was. We got his brother, who spoke a little bit of English, to calm him down while one of us went and got the mother. We don't really like to do this because it is very important that she attends the classes and learns English and learns job skills, but you don't want to inflict more stress on the child than what's already been inflicted on them. They're new to this. They don't know where they are. They need our help and they need our support, so that's what we try our best to give them. And the final interpersonal skill that I really worked on was trust, because these children don't trust easily. They have been uprooted. They are away from their families when they're being watched by us. They really put a lot of trust in our hands because we are being their caregivers for a few hours. So it's really rewarding to, when you're sitting in a circle and a student comes up and sits on your lap during story time, or they trust you to say, hey, like, look at this. One of my favorite memories is with this one Nepali girl. She was a really sassy little 3-year-old, and she didn't speak very good English, but she always loved to come up to me and like tug on what I was wearing and say "mielo," which means look in Nepali. And every time I would look at her and say, "Oh, that looks beautiful," or "good job," she always would get the biggest kick out of it because I understood what she was trying to say. So that's got a lot to do with, all of it, nonverbal, verbal, trust. There's a lot of interpersonal skills working together when you're doing the childcare aspect of it. And even the ESL aspect of it with the adults. They're trusting you to teach them and give them the skills that they're going to need to succeed. I contributed to the cause, the refugees and Lutheran Family Services, by staying after hours when the other instructors couldn't, because some of the kids weren't getting picked up right away, and they were just kind of roaming the church by themselves. And so I would stay after on a few days when there was kids there, and just to watch them, make sure everything was being okay. Because, when you've got students under 6, they really shouldn't be unsupervised. And then I also contributed by instilling my values and helping the children learn values and learn English and learn different parts of culture. And, I feel like I really made an impact on the kids, which it's going to be hard to, leave them because, now that they're trusting me and now that they're used to me and now I'm going to be gone when I go to school, it's kind of bittersweet because, you've made a difference, but you wish you could do more. Moving on, my goals. I had 3 goals at the very beginning, and they were to teach ESL and make a difference, develop life skills for the refugees and help them develop cultural and, Americanized skills to help them later on, and to develop better communication and interpersonal skills. I feel like I've accomplished all of these goals. Just in the short time I was there, these students were progressing like crazy. They know their colors and their numbers and the alphabet, and some of them can even start to write. It's really cool to watch, them grow. They really are like real preschool and kindergartners. They're just a little bit slower at understanding the whole process, which is to be expected completely, but they really are some of the brightest and most intelligent and most charismatic students I've ever worked with or seen. And I really feel like the refugees have benefited from us being there. For me, this project was a huge eye-opener. I didn't realize there was so much need just in my community in Omaha. I always thought, like I said, Goodwill or Open Door, or, whatever that was. I never expected it to be refugees. I always thought that was, California or New Mexico, or, I never knew. If I could do it again, I think I would have started a little bit sooner and maybe done something like Children's Museum or even Open Door Mission, just because you're kind of helping them in a way that's not direct. And I know that sounds bad, but I feel bad leaving them after they trust me and they're used to me being there. That it's breaking my heart. I definitely recommend this project to everybody else taking ALEC 102 because it was the most rewarding thing I've ever done for a class. The experience, it just gave me so much insight in the need of my culture, and it really helped instill my values as a leader. For example, I'm going to read you my basic 5 values from my PLP, and they were advancement and change, creativity, integrity, and personal development. And I feel like this project really helped me develop all of those. I hope you guys have a great rest of your summer. Thanks for listening.